Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Apex Greatness. I am your host, Russell Broderick. That way.
Dario's wrong.
Yes, still got it. That way is Dario Albuquerque. Off camera is the fairy podmother Lindsay Lehman. And we've made it.
Will we ever get it right? The world may never know.
I really like those pastel colored Heat jerseys. They look like my highlighters. I like that a lot.
Thank you for fucking sharing.
I had some cool pens that were that color.
Yeah, those are pretty colors.
Yes.
Either way, we're here to talk about round one. We have our playing teams basically set. We have our matchups officially. Heading into the weekend, we are recording on a Friday. I forget who's playing which days.
Tomorrow is Portland versus Denver, I think.
Yeah, I get it right now. So we got Heat Bucks, Mavs Clippers, Celtics Nets, Trailblazers Nuggets tomorrow.
That would have been so funny if everyone played besides Portland versus Denver.
And then Sunday we got Wizards 76ers, Lakers Suns, Hawks Knicks, and then more than likely the Golden State Warriors.
No, it's Golden State versus Utah.
Everybody's gonna jinx this shit. Just watch. Everybody's jinxing this shit.
Yeah, right. I'm glad that they're playing last. Whoever's playing tonight between the Grizzlies and the Warriors. I was worried about that. I was like, it was gonna be a quick turnaround on a game that mattered, no matter what, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a series anyway, so they can't blame that as the reason that they're gonna lose in 6.
Yeah, I guess 6. We'll see. We'll get there. We'll fucking get there. Damn it, I'm blurry.
Yeah, blurry boy.
I'm super blurry. There we go.
Blurry boy. Not blurry boy, no.
But we're gonna talk about first. Wait, go ahead. What?
No, I was about to say, but let's talk about
Yeah, let's do this. So we're first talking about the Atlanta Hawks going up against the New York Knicks.
Yes.
The firing New York Knicks.
The Knickerbockers.
You can say that. I'm not going to say that.
You don't like the Knickerbockers?
Sounds uncomfortable.
I think that's what they were like originally supposed to be. Like
too close to something else that they were called in the 60s and 70s. I'm not about that life.
I just think it's an ugly sounding word.
Yeah. It's not a word that I'm going to be.
It makes me think of like really old men's undergarments that are like really long and saggy. Like I just don't like that word.
Like just long, loose undergarments.
Yeah.
That's what you think of.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, doofy.
Simply stunning. But we're talking Knicks Hawks. This was something we talked about when we were discussing the bet. We touched on it very briefly. When we were talking about Julius Randle possibly getting our Breakout Player of the Year award.
And the bet is over now. It's done. Can't happen.
It can't happen. You know why?
Our supporters didn't support. You should have liked it. Should have liked it 25 times. I would have put ketchup and everything all over. He showed you the little picture and everything how it would look. But instead, you wanted to just give us 4 likes. It's cool.
It's fucked up because your men didn't even get to be in the conversation for that.
Bro, he wasn't even top 5. I'm like, yo, people, no lie, that's so disrespectful. That's so disrespectful. Like
on the screen.
Like for Joe, seriously, MVP is really becoming like a named award. Like,
oh, here we go.
I'm not even like.
There we go.
Jokes aside, how could a guy? I'm gonna go on a low rant. I don't even like the Knicks. I don't even like them.
Yo,
I like my mans though.
Hold on. Before you keep going on that, I just wanted to share this thought because I agree with you.
Right?
Do you know how many people out of the subscribers we do have are probably like Knick fans because of how much we talk good about the Knicks?
That's so crazy because Russell hates the Knicks.
You don't like them either. I don't like them more than you do.
I love them, but it's more so like I always hated those people that like, yo, you from New York, you got to be a Knicks fan. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm a Laker fan. But I'm not gonna. If the Knicks suck, the Knicks suck. when my Lakers sucked, I said my Lakers sucked, but I just like them still.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna just love the Knicks even when they suck. But if they're doing good, I'm gonna be like, yo, they're doing good, and especially because they got a guy that I like.
This leads into what you were asking me off camera.
But before we even start talking about Atlanta,
Right.
I got some spiciness to add to this. You know, like
Here
if
we
we were
go.
making some steak, I'm adding in some garlic powder, adobo, all this other stuff. Like we adding a little bit of the season, right? And I just want to say, and I want our fans to answer me on this. Do y'all think that this season by Julius Randle is better than any season Melo's ever had?
So even not on the Knicks, we're just talking about
even not on the Knicks, but his best season, in my opinion, was on the Knicks. So
okay, so let's talk about Carmelo Anthony's best season.
Yeah,
right.
And it's not to throw Melo shade; it's just the Nick on Nick hate. We gotta do that.
Fucking Carmelo Anthony's best year, 2012, 2013, led the league in scoring. It's the only time he won the scoring title for being a prolific scorer. Shot 45% from the field, 37% from three. This is what I was going to say to you when you were talking about if the Knicks do good, we're going to like them.
Yeah.
Let's be very clear. This team was good, and I hated them with passion. They sucked. I didn't like them. I liked what the Knicks were doing with Amari Stoudemire before Melo got there.
Yeah.
And then after that, once Melo kind of infected it with his horribleness.
Yeah, Melo fucked that whole shit up, to be honest. I'm not even, like, from the outside, at the time I thought it was stupid, but especially now, if he would have just went through the rest of the season with Denver, went in free agency and just got signed, that team would have been a contender for a while.
Think about this Nuggets team that friggin' in the same exact year finished third in the West, was almost undefeated at home with all these pieces that they got from the Melo deal.
Yeah.
Melo was 28 per game in the playoffs. Here's my answer to your question. If Julius Randle is able to make the conference finals, right, which is going to put him against Philly and the Hawks, right? They would get Philly in the second round.
Yep.
If he can beat Philadelphia, I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can't. Second round's for a different day. But if they can get to the conference finals, I think Randle has a legitimate. I feel like, sure, I'm good with that. I feel like it's not a huge mountain to climb to get over.
So my biggest thing is, I think as of right now, it is already. And this is my only. I personally feel like if Melo was put in the same circumstances as Julius Randle, this team wouldn't even make the playoffs. Yeah. And we could say all we want, but we've seen Melo in very similar circumstances where he had to be the guy only, and it didn't have much of a team around him, and didn't make the playoffs, aka the Knicks 5 years ago. So, and this Knicks team, no one expected them to do what they've been doing. Like, looking at them now, you're like, oh, how could you not think that this team would have been good? But you did not expect Tom Thibodeau to change the identity of this Knicks team this much. And then also, we didn't expect this from. Well, I was lucky enough to expect this from Julius Randle. This is my boy. And this is my whole thing. Like, from the very beginning of the year, I've been like, yo, my boy's gonna do it, and he did it. So that's why, and that's another reason why I'm kind of sucking a little bit up. Not gonna say the word.
Yeah, but you didn't. You expected him to put up numbers, but you didn't expect.
Yeah, I didn't expect the win. I didn't expect the winning.
Yeah.
That's the part that's got me so hype about it. Is I really did not expect the winning. So to see that means it had so much more value to him putting up all those numbers. I thought he was gonna put up these numbers and they were gonna win like 19 games. Like,
so that brings us into this first round matchup with Atlanta.
Yes.
I think if I was New York, I got to look at this first round matchup and go, I don't know if there's a whole lot of matchups I'd rather want than the Hawks.
Yeah.
A team that doesn't have a whole lot of experience in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're about in the same spot that the Knicks are in.
Mm-hmm.
A recovering franchise trying to get to a higher position of, I don't know, be it respect or whatever in the league, like just trying to develop culture, I think is the better way to put it. And ironically, the same exact records, right?
Yep.
When we look at Atlanta, we see an offense that's 13th in points per game. And in terms of offensive rating, they're 8th. So they're middle of the pack to slightly above average, right?
Yeah.
The Knicks are the best defense in the league. They have, if not, who are you going to say besides them?
Oh, the Lakers. The Lakers are actually the best defense.
But they're actually, even still with their bench mob, I'm pretty sure this season.
They were ranked number 1 in defensive rating this year.
Oh, defensive rating. I'm talking about the combo of points allowed. Wow, that's okay. So they're still 106. I don't even understand that. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? And LeBron and AD missed 40-something games combined.
Yeah, because I'm not ready to say that they have a good defense, even though, despite that. Yeah, I want to see it in the playoffs with a healthy roster. But again,
I don't know. I think it's very.
We're talking about the Knicks.
Good defense, or whatever.
Yeah, me too. That's fine.
We're talking about the fucking Knicks.
I'm also a Laker fan, so I'm not gonna.
The Knicks, we'll get to that point when we get there. But
we finally agree on something, Lindsay.
Knicks.
Oh my god, it's crazy. But the Knicks, right?
do have the lowest points per game, right? The Knicks do have the lowest points per game. They do have that culture of defense through Thibodeau and Randall, and just that grit and grind, like almost like an old school Memphis Grizzlies style.
Yeah.
To win games, right? Or like old school for us, I guess, not old school for. That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it was like almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, but what would make more sense would to say this reminds me of the '90s Knicks. That's a little bit more old school.
Oh yeah, I can see that too.
And I've heard several Knicks fans. Like I was listening to Spike Lee do a podcast with Charles Barkley and Ernie Johnson.
Yeah,
he compared it to the '70s Knicks and the '90s Knicks, but he rides some sack. So I'm not saying, but I do see the similarities in terms of grit and grind and whatever. The Hawks, on the other hand, they are 21st in defensive rating and 12th in terms of opposing points per game.
Yeah,
they have to shoot, they have to score in order to win these games.
Yeah,
I like what the Knicks have been able to do to the Hawks in the past. Specifically, Julius Randle's had three or four 40-point games. I got his list up right here. He's had three 40-point games. 2 of them have been against Atlanta.
Yeah, so they can't stop him.
They cannot stop him. And the interesting part about that is they played at different times. Each time they played Atlanta, there was no there was no back-to-backs in the 3 times that they matched up.
To be honest, if it was back-to-back, that would have been, to me, that would have made it look even worse because back-to-back, it would have been, like you planning for this team, like for the very next game. You just saw them, whatever, like that. That's why I kind of liked this season to begin with, was because of those back-to-backs, because you get a little mini series, and now the regular season kind of means a little bit more, but whatever.
But yeah, he had his best shooting performance. Against Atlanta, he hit 7 threes against Atlanta, 63%. He was awesome. I have some of the highlights from that here. Friggin', I just don't know how, if you're Atlanta, like, if you have to stop somebody, can you do it? And that's kind of what the playoffs is about. It gets way more half court.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they.
That's like how the Knicks play. Like the Knicks are built for the postseason. I mean, I'm not saying that they could go super far, but I just think that a first round matchup against the Knicks is a tough out. Like,
right,
for sure.
Yeah, I agree, and that's what. And once I looked up some of the stats and Randall and his dominance over this team, they're going to have home court, right? Which will help in the Garden because the Knicks fans are going to be riled up. They said they're going to have about 6,000 fans in the stands.
Yeah, in
the Garden. So I like that. I'm taking the Knicks in 6. Hey, that rhymes.
Yeah,
because I think Trae Young's going to have one game where he like explodes. and that'll be good.
I honestly don't think Trae Young. I think that overall the Atlanta team is good enough to win two games. I honestly don't see Trae Young having a crazy game in the series.
Right.
I just see he's and I don't want to seem like a hater, like because I don't really care much for him. I don't care. I'm not like a hater or a fan, but
yeah,
like he shot 44% from the field for the entire season, right?
Right.
In a series, when a team is playing to stop you, and especially you, because you're like the main engine that runs that team too.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine that he's gonna do any better than that. Like I don't see him. I see him decreasing in efficiency in a 7-game series, especially against this Knicks team. So I think it's gonna take the whole team to win the 2 games, not really Trae Young. I just can't see him exploding really, but that might be a little haterism in me.
Well, let's actually, you know what, before I show Trae Young highlights, let's play this game. We played it. We played it last playoffs. We can play it now.
Yeah.
Let's play how many points do these guys need for the series win, right? So Trae Young, you feel like Trae Young probably sit around his average or less than average. What do you think?
The 25?
The 25 and 9.5. So figure 25 and 9.
I'll say 25 and 8, and he's gonna shoot like 41%.
Right. Okay. He's not even making more than 2 threes a game.
Like this guy is literally a knockoff brand. Like people like promote him as like the next Steph Curry, and he's literally a knockoff, like the illest knockoff. Yeah. Like it's so disgusting.
John the Baptist. His play is just weird. I thought he fit really nice as a center, and then they got Clint Capella, who just does everything that he does, but better, in my opinion. Like, John Collins can shoot the 3 a little bit, I guess. But, I mean, it says he shoots 40%. He's taken about 3. I think he's got to get to 20 points a game. And I don't think he can with the front court of Julius Randle and Nerlens Noel, who's been fucking phenomenal defensively this year.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a stat line that's going to jump out at you, but when you watch him play, you're like, they're dominant defensively on the interior because of him.
Yeah.
Who else we got? We got Lou Williams, who's essentially a shell of himself. Yeah. Let's see. Gallinari, I think you got to get 15 to 18 out of Gallinari.
Can you see Atlanta winning the series at all?
I'm just trying to.
Okay.
Like, I don't think so, but I'm trying to play the game like, if they are to win, how are they going to do it?
Yeah, because that was a game that we played a lot last year. We all don't think they're going to win, but what would they need to win? I think they need Trae Young to give them 30, shooting closer to like 48, 49%. If he could somehow increase his efficiency and points and everything like by that changes the whole dynamic. Because
agreed,
if he's playing like that, if he's pretty much playing like Steph Curry, right? Like what they compare him to be. If he plays like that, that changes the whole way the Knicks has to guard that whole team.
Right.
He opens up a lot of like lanes and everything pretty much. So I think Trae Young definitely has to step up in this case to help them even get to 7 games personally. But I don't know what, like, and it's crazy. I never expected to be like thinking that the Knicks were gonna
for the fucking Knicks. Yeah, I know, dude. I know.
Crazy.
I'm in the same boat as you. Yeah. I have Bogdanovich's stats up right now.
Yeah.
I think I made this point on a previous video, but he came back from his injury, right? And basically, since the middle of March to the end of the season, he was 20 points, 4 assists a game, shooting 50%, 48% from 3, making 4 threes a game, right?
Yeah.
They need this.
Yeah.
They fucking need this if they're going to have any chance against the Knicks. Because that's how you beat. If you're going to beat the Knicks, you're going to beat the Knicks because their guards aren't elite defensively. Like you want to beat them from the outside because of how strong their interior is and how much Noel and Randall and all those boys get rebounds. Like that, like a guy like Clint Capella worries me because that's like his main job.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I find that to be way more difficult when you have Tibbs.
I think that's going to be a good series, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
But if Atlanta doesn't play right and make adjustments, and I think, who do you think is the better coach?
Between Nate McMillan and Tibbs?
Yeah.
Nate McMillan's been awesome for Atlanta this year. And Nate McMillan continuously, if I can pull his stats up for his career, he continuously ends up with us above 500 records. He's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years here. Yeah, 5 years out of his 1,200 games where he's under 500, which is not bad for a coach that's been basically coaching since 2000. It's pretty damn good. Yeah. And I would say underrated.
All of those teams are not good playoff teams.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But they made noise in the playoffs. Like, you remember this Portland team with Brandon Roy and those boys?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying they won the championship, obviously. I'm just saying he's not a terrible coach.
Yeah. I honestly think Tom Thibodeau's a better coach too. Like,
that's fair.
Yeah, like he's gone far in his coaching career. He made Chicago super relevant when he was facing LeBron and having to go through that. Minnesota was a bad showing for him, obviously. But this Knicks team really turned around, and I feel like he would make more adjustments throughout the series than Nate McMillan, but that also might be biased too, which I'm surprised I'm even biased. If there's one thing that I can say has been a history of Thibodeau's teams and when they get to the postseason, and you can never really predict this until it happens, but fatigue happens. Yeah. And Thibodeau is known for pushing his main starting five hard. Randall, almost 38 minutes a game. That's going to be close to leading the league. RJ Barrett, 35 minutes a game. Like, is Jimmy Butler's the big reason why Jimmy Butler seems like he's been playing forever is because he played so many minutes as a youth for Thibodeau and the Bulls. So maybe they wear down a little bit, but I'm just trying to look at trying to make it both sides. But I really think the Knicks. I could definitely see that. That's a good case for sure.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I have a semi-fucked up question. What's the likelihood of Derrick Rose getting injured in a Thibodeau system?
He's only playing 27 minutes a game. Like,
there's a reason why he's only playing. Like, he's been awesome as a six-man too.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a big series. My opinion.
I can see him doing pretty well.
We call it 15.
Back the shit out of Trae Young.
That's what I'm saying. And not only that, he's going to be going at their backups.
Oh, yeah.
And he plays like Derrick Rose for Thibodeau this year. He's played like Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
So you gotta be happy with the
49% from the field too.
That's what I'm saying. For Derrick Rose, this has got to be.
Yo, look at that. Dirty Derrick Rose fans could actually have something to root for. Haven't had this for 9 years.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
If I get to the wide screen, because I want to see comparing it to his pre-ACL stuff, because I want to see if it seems in my head I'm like it's like half the production and half the minutes, right? So 37 to 25, so 10 less minutes. Excuse me, sorry, my math is notoriously amazing.
Yeah.
I just think he's playing, and this, like you said, this is easily the most efficient he's played.
Yeah.
That Detroit year, was a turnaround year for him when he had that 50-point game.
Oh yeah.
This period of time, and so I don't know.
That's the one thing that I like Derrick Rose's little story and stuff.
Look, if Derrick Rose wins a championship, he will not be even if he wins a sixth man of the year at this point, he can actually make the Hall of Fame, and he will not go down as the only MVP to not make it.
Yeah. Yeah, if he definitely gets a championship, he probably.
He's in. He's in for sure. But as of right this second, he is still the only MVP that will not make the Hall of Fame.
That's crazy,
isn't it? But I'm taking Knicks in 6. What about you guys?
I got Knicks in 6. Same thing.
Same
Lindsay?
here.
Damn. What a world. What a fucking world we live in.
Well,
Holy shit.
But all of us agree. Does that mean there's going to be an upset?
Oh, yeah, right.
We shall see.
I swear to
I'd
God,
be
if the
sad
Hawks...
for Julius Randle if they don't get out of the first round.
Seriously, because I want to talk all my shit to you next fucking round, man.
Yeah, whatever.
And
It'll just be
Philly
all the shit
better.
talking, but there'll be nothing that comes from it because they're still going to lose.
Philly better make it to the second round. If for whatever reason they don't, I'm mad because I got them going all the way. So if they, for whatever reason, have some bracket buster bullshit,
yeah,
me and you, I'm not talking to you. Literally, like, you're gonna ask me a question. You're gonna start off the podcast asking me a question, and I'm literally gonna act like you didn't say anything because that is so messed up that I can't even talk my smack to you, and then we're gonna have to whoop the Wizards' ass instead.
That's amazing.
Oh, you're talking we, like you're a Knicks fan with the Lakers banner behind you.
I gotta get an East team and a West team. Come on, man. You know, I gotta do something, have some fun.